On this episode, we're putting Universal Express Pass to the test as we recap our recent trip to Universal Orlando, where we tackled 18 attractions across Islands of Adventure in Universal Studios, Florida. Today's August 18th, 2026, and this is episode 896 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys.
Don't forget to follow us on all your favorite social platforms at MainSTMagic. And be sure to sign up for our free email newsletter at mainstmagic.com so you never miss the latest Disney news, podcast episodes, vacation tips, and more. Looking for your next favorite Disney shirt? Check out our newest designs and collections at mainstreetshirts.com. And if you're planning your next Disney vacation, our friends at MEI Travel offer completely free vacation planning services, so you can focus on making magical memories. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today. If you need help snagging that hard-to-get dining reservation, Mouse Dining keeps watch and alerts you when your reservation becomes available. You can start for free at msmfriends.com. And if you want even more Main Street Magic, join Wonderland Crew on Patreon for bonus episodes, exclusive content, live streams, discounts, and an amazing Disney community. Join today at wonderlandcrew.com. Now before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button so you never miss a brand new episode every Tuesday and Friday.
Well, hello everyone. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend.
I sure did.
Good.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what we did. Oh yeah. Wow.
Well,
we're about to talk about it.
We're about to talk about it, aren't we?
Yeah, and then we came back and now Kaylin's all ready for college. Got books and stuff and
Yep.
we did some shopping and found some more Halloween stuff, Jack Skellington.
Yeah, when we're I am very, there's nothing Disney related, but I am very excited. After we're done recording in a bit, we're gonna go with Lacey and her friend to see Nimrods, the Green Day movie, which I am very, very excited about.
I would like to take a nap.
No, you cannot. I've actually heard really good things about it. Like
Good.
that it's a really great, fun, whatever movie. So I'm excited for that. Before we dive into today's episode, which we are going to talk about our trip to Universal, and what we're really going to focus on a little bit is Express Pass and kind of, is it worth it? Is it not? When is it worth it? When is it not? But, if we didn't mention D23, I stayed up for the entire, Horizons Parks Experience Showcase last night. You went to bed a little bit early. Out of everything that we learned, what were your overall thoughts? Excited, let down? I think there's a lot of people out there that were a little bit let down. They feel like they didn't get a lot.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, I feel very differently. How do you feel about information that we got?
I think I just wish there was more dates on things.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like
soon dates.
Yeah, this is true. Or any dates. I mean, really, we got phase 1 of Monstropolis, not the door coaster, opening next year.
Right.
And we got Avengers Campus opening in Disneyland, as far as U.S. parks go in 2028.
Right.
And that's all we got. Nothing else.
But everything else, like what is to eventually come in the years to come, I'm happy. I'm fine. I think because, this is awful to say it this way, but I think because we were let down so much, how many years ago when it was Blue Sky?
Yeah, in the past.
So many things
in the past.
Right,
it was 2 years ago that we got Villains Land and the Cars Land at the time. They were calling it like...
when they did that, they said ground has been broken, like permits, everything. This is real. Yeah, so then happening. It must have been the 2 years prior to that.
When they were saying, I think that's when it was, what could be beyond Big Thunder? And there were concept renderings of a Moana area in Animal Kingdom,
and Mary Poppins, and all the things.
When we went back to Mary Poppins, now a lot of those got crushed by COVID.
Right.
The original Spaceship Earth refurb, I was watching it and expecting for some huge, whoa, no way, I didn't see that coming things, and we didn't really get them. And the things that we did get, though, here's what I consider what we got that was blue sky. Was
And
fixing
blue sky
the Yeti.
means
It's just, here's ideas. I mean, you and I can blue sky all day long.
Oh.
That doesn't mean that it's getting paid for, it's happening, or anybody's putting shovels in dirt, right?
Right.
It's just, hey, this is what we're thinking about, which here's the thing. That's the part of every project. I just think Disney now learned. Yeah, I think Disney now learned. Let's not tell everyone that, because
you shouldn't.
Right. Because and here's and when it comes down to it, all right. So
what's the golden rule? Almost not the be nice to others and do unto others as you do them to them, but the golden rule, I feel like, as a contractor or of some sort of person, you over deliver, under promise.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that Disney spent a little time making promises, which is understandable because, the Disney fandom wants something all the time, and so, Spaceship Earth, a refurb. That's all we got. We really didn't get much more about that.
Right.
Fixing the Yeti. What does that really involve? Is that fixing the Yeti that is currently in there? Is that bringing down, Everest for a year or 2 years, ripping it out, putting in, what does that actually mean? And when can they even do it? You're not going to do it before Tropical Americas opens, right? Animal Kingdom's already hurting as it 100%. Is. So, and then we got, Dreamfinder at the end and Figment, right? Dreamfinder coming back, Figment. Those as far as Disney World goes. And of course, Tomorrowland over in Disneyland. They're saying reimagining Tomorrowland. Those were really the only ones that were kind of blue sky, and they didn't give us a lot. Good.
Right.
Because if all of a sudden they start doing all this stuff and these projects are several years out,
right.
I don't think we'll hear about them again potentially until the next D23 in 2 years. Then they pigeonhole themselves, and I think they did that too often, where they let out their blue sky ideas. Disney fans held on to them, and then when they didn't work, everybody was all mad and disappointed.
Right.
When you really think about it, I mean, all they did last night was expand on things that we already knew. Mm-hmm. But do you understand what we're getting? Yeah. 4 complete new lands.
Yep.
8 attractions. 1 show that we know of, which will go in Monstropolis. We don't know what other shows could potentially go in other lands.
Right.
Hints at some different restaurants and things like that. Mm-hmm. We're getting Harryhausen's in Monstropolis with, I don't know if you saw the clip, I didn't show you this morning. They've already done the animatronic octopus monster sushi chef. He's going to be in the restaurant.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
That's great.
So what we are getting, and again, we're talking very specifically about Disney World, is so much. We got the ride names for everything that's coming in both Piston Pink, the Cars area at Magic Kingdom, as well as in Tropical Americas, right? Mm-hmm. There's 3
Indy
attractions coming there. Mm-hmm. One of those is a refurb of Dinosaur with Indy, but the other 2 are brand new.
Right.
We have Harrison Ford
as a
reprising his role as Indy as an animatronic.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Only in Animal Kingdom. Nowhere else in the world is that happening. Mm-hmm. We're getting a Maleficent coaster officially. Mm-hmm. We're getting a dark boat ride in the catacombs of the Evil Queen's lair with the magic mirror and other villain. And we have a storyline now for Villains Land. And here's the thing that's so great. All of these projects have shovels in the dirt.
Yeah, 100%.
So I agree. What I was most disappointed about was that we didn't get any sort of dates or timeline.
Yep.
And seeing the scale that they are going for now, it concerns me a little bit about my original thoughts, which were kind of like Tropical Americas in 2027. Well, that's not happening, right? Maybe we get Indy. Maybe in 2027. But let's say I was thinking Monstropolis in 2028, Piston Peak in 29, and then Villains in 2030. We are going to get the first phase of Monstropolis in 27. So maybe we see Tropical Americas and the Hanging Door Coaster in 28. Maybe we still see Piston Peak in 29 and Villains in 30. But I'm wondering if there's going to be breaks in between each of those where it's going to be more like we're going to see stuff open in 27, 29, 31, 33.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Hopefully in our timeline. I timeline.
Yeah, I hope we're not dead by the time Villains Land opens. And I hope I can still ride physically a Maleficent coaster. Because it looks, from the quick models that we got from Disney's Instagram video, they showed some quick models. It looks like it could be legit. And they're calling it a thrill coaster. So, and here's the thing too. Let's just say they open one of these lands every year for the next 4 years. because they just wanted to get them open.
Yeah.
That means we don't get the land that we deserve, right?
Yeah. At least we could ride the boat ride because even it says no height restriction. So even a baby could ride it.
Yeah, we don't know that for Villains, but they did announce that was for the Encanto ride.
Oh, okay. I knew it was for one boat ride.
Which is absolutely amazing. Like Encanto, the Encanto ride will allow all heights.
Probably.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and we
great.
did get more looks into what's happening where there aren't blue sky ideas. There was, if you haven't kept up, and then I'll just say this piece and then we'll move on to the real episode. There is a hold on, no, what that was. All right. There is a there was a patent that was released or teased about this ride vehicle kind of going upstairs and everything shifting it around it in scenery, and it's shifting to your point of view. We then saw last night in Encanto the concept art for that exact thing.
Yeah.
Where your ride vehicle is going up the stairs of the casitas to Antonio's room.
Yeah.
So they're promising. Another thing that I thought was amazing is that Disney's listening.
Yeah.
They're listening. They're giving us what we want.
Yeah.
Right? What people are asking for. Another thing that showed that they're listening is they're starting to poke fun at themselves. They brought out Gloria Gaynor and did I Will Survive because everybody calls the Yeti the Disco Yeti. Like, they made note of that. Neil Patrick Harris in his opening number made note in a joke of, why is Hatbox Ghost in front of Madame Leota in Walt Disney World, which everybody complained about.
Funny.
So they're taking note and they're really, I think, giving people what they want. Yeah. So I don't know. I was watching it with a bit of disappointment, like I think most people are. And then once I got to sit on it and think about it, we're getting like, what more do you guys want? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wants more.
Yeah. And they're on a path where once this stuff is done, it's just going to pave way to more and more and more. They're not slowing down. They have their foot on the gas, and they are giving fans what they truly want. So I think that part's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to talk about Universal?
No, just kidding. Yes, of course.
So what was our plan? What was our trip, I guess?
Well, unbeknownst to me, so I'd basically guess I would say Jeremy surprised me with a hotel reservation at Portofino, which we stayed. The last time we stayed was almost 7 years ago.
Yep.
For his 40th birthday.
Yep.
And we stayed with friends. So this was just me and Jeremy. So this was really, really nice. And then, of course, you get Express Pass unlimited for both days.
Yeah.
And you can leave your car parked there until midnight. Well, 11,
midnight of your checkout day.
Midnight, the checkout day. So, really, really cool.
Yeah.
So
it's, I was looking at rates, and it was like, we got these Florida resident passes right now that are good till December 6th, unlimited visits, both parks, Hopper, no blockouts, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, well, in reality, if we only went for 2 total days, we get our money's worth.
Yeah.
Right. We already went a couple weeks ago with Tina and Lacey and Cassidy and another of their friends. So I was like, all right, there's 1 day down. I thought, all right, let's go down again. Let's at least spend, and we have a couple more trips there coming up that we're going to kind of work in. Mm-hmm. But, I was like, all right, if we go another day, we pretty much have our money's worth on that. And if we're going to do it, like, let's go ride. Like, let's go for the point of riding, because I think for me, and you can say if you feel the same way, Universal for us is about the rides. It's about the attractions.
Yeah.
It's not as much about the hanging out. It's not obviously about the nostalgia, because we didn't grow up on Universal in the way that we kind of have spent our last decade of our lives at Disney.
Right.
It's not a place where we really just think of going to hang out. It is very ride specific for us. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, if we're going to do that, let me look at the pricing of their signature hotels, which, as Rhonda mentioned, come with unlimited Express Pass. It is good from the day you check in to the day you check out, which, we're only going one night, which means we get it on check-in day and check-out day. So 2 days. Mm-hmm. If you're going from a Friday to a Sunday, you're staying Friday night and Saturday night. That means you get it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So basically you get it one more day than nights you're staying. And when I was looking at the Florida resident rates, there were some really good ones, and Portofino Bay was one of those. It was actually the lowest of the three between that and
Wow.
Royal Pacific and
It's a little surprising,
Hard Rock.
I feel like.
Yeah. So what it came out to was, and did all of this through Amy. Amy with MEI Travel can handle all of your Universal needs. It was like $336, I believe, was the rate. You're going to add your taxes, your fees. They're going to charge you $36 a night there when you get parking. I'm going to complain about it to Rhonda. That's just how I'm going to do it. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind that Universal is charging this amount of money for parking. I can't even fathom it. But all in, I think it was $412 for the night. So let's just call it $400 for sake of mathing.
Okay.
2 days.
That's
Two unlimited express passes
Right.
each of us, right? That comes out to $100 per person per day for unlimited express pass and a free room if you really want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Right? So that was kind of the thought process I went into it, and I thought, let's go and let's really hit rides, and I had kind of a plan in my head. Talk about Portofino Bay. Again, we stayed there 7 years ago. What are your thoughts on it?
It's gorgeous.
We're going to compare a lot of things probably to Disney because
Yeah.
that's what we're familiar with, and you all are too. So, yeah, your thoughts.
my thoughts are I know Luca is actual Disney, but I feel like it belongs here, period.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like the boats and the water, and then the whole, like when you're coming up on the boat and the water, like it is just amazing. It's gorgeous. It's weird because there's like we weren't in, I guess you call it the main like tower. We were in a east.
Well, no, there's two wings. They're
wing.
east and west. They're the same. Nothing's a tower. There's east and west wing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that both split off of the main lobby and the harbor. The harbor
Was there a
what
main
separates those two.
area then to be in? Like, yeah, because we were just down the hall in the suite. So, anyways, we were on a wing.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean a tower. I meant the main
gotcha.
center like building, I guess. So it was just, I don't know, but it just totally reminds me of if we would have gone to Italy, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we'd see this exact thing. Like it's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's so immersive.
It's very, very immersive.
I love it.
I think this is Universal's most immersive and best hotel. that they
I'll
offer.
agree with that.
It is one of their few hotels that when you are there, you are there
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see anything else around you. You know, a lot of their other hotels based on proximity to the hotels around them, you know, you could be at Cabana Bay staring up at Aventura,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or Sapphire Falls looking over and seeing Royal Pacific.
Yeah.
Right. Or you're at Hard Rock, which is so close, you're seeing parts of City Walk or whatever it
Right.
may be. So this is one where truly, especially when you're in that interior harbor area, you are completely transported and you don't know where you are because none of the surroundings are visible. It's like its own little town. There's a lot of restaurants on property.
Yeah.
There is
Great.
a lot of shopping available on property. There's
The pool's really
the
cool.
pool is absolutely stunning. There's quiet pools available for each of the wings. It is really an incredible. It to me, you know, it's one of those where if somebody said, Jeremy, we're going to blindfold you, put you 5 years in the future and drop me in the middle of it and said, this is the new Disney deluxe hotel they just built, I'd be like, yeah, it is. Like, I wouldn't question it.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
obviously, there's not the Disney theming, but
Right.
like Rhonda said,
That-
you could pop Luca here and there, and you would be like, this is a Disney deluxe DVC top of the line hotel. And it holds up. I think it opened in 99, I want to say. So it has been around for a minute, right? And
Which is crazy
it
because
holds
that
up.
doesn't sound like it.
It's
was,
it's
that
beautiful.
long
It's
ago.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
The rooms are huge.
yeah, they are.
They are giant for a standard room. We had 2 queen beds. You still get a chair with an ottoman. You get a little desk area that has 2
Two chairs.
chairs. So not only does it act as a workstation, but also as a place where we could sit
ate.
and eat late night when we
Yep.
picked up some food from Sal's Market. Like Rhonda said, the pool is stunning. Like this place is so incredible. It's easily my favorite Universal hotel.
I'd agree.
And like I said, I think it's their best.
Yeah.
You know,
agree.
these are all owned by Lowe's and run by Lowe's and with Universal and all. But I love this place. This is the place where I will look, you know, when we do go back, what kind of Florida rates do they have? And we'll we'll end where we'll focus a little bit more on Express Pass and if it is worth it or not. I love that, Universal has, for being so contained in an area, I think they could easily get away with sharing transportation like a boat. We go right past Hard Rock, right? And they don't. And I love that you have this dedicated boat to and from each of the resorts that are on the water. And you have those boats that go to several resorts, which is really nice. So it's really easy to get from the resort to the parks.
You could walk as well.
You could walk as well,
but,
and we've done that before.
Yeah, but the boat was really nice.
It's convenient. They're running on a great, probably 15-minute schedule. We barely had to wait for one. And it was so easy for us to take a break in the middle of our Thursday, to go back to the resort. This is one of those advantages that Universal has over Disney. The same way that Disneyland has over Walt Disney World.
Oh, yeah,
is that everything
100%.
is close and it is smaller. You only have the 2 parks. You have City Walk, which is right there, and your resorts are all pretty much surrounding it, unless you go down to the Epic area or Surfside or Dockside. But it's very easy to go take a midday break, which we did, and spent like an hour at the pool and had a little, mocktail at the bar and got some fries, without feeling like we had to take out half our day like sometimes you do at Disney.
100%.
Let's talk a little bit about the park entry and some of the general operations, including something that Universal implemented not very long ago, which is the facial recognition. How did you feel about this? The ease of use to get in, not only for your ticketing, but also for Express Pass.
I thought it was amazing. I don't mind it. I don't care at all. So it was really, really nice to not have to use anything or have anything. I just stepped right up, and Jeremy of course has our tickets pulled up just in case. But we didn't need it. You walk right up, they look and they go, all right, come on through. And then
no fingerprint, no nothing. Scan my card or my check my ID. It's amazing.
But the Express, now that was really cool to me, because not only did I like how quick I saw it, but when we were actually waiting for the train to go in between parks, I got to see it work.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. That was incredible and crazy. It is literally just picking up that face, a green box comes up and then just boom, just like that.
Yeah.
So I know whereas I would come up to it for the facial recognition, I would stop. I would feel like, okay, I got to stop. It's got to grab my face. No, it's just grabbing it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Your head turns into a green check mark, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing I will say that I find interesting is that most of the express lines, when you first go to Split, where it says, all right, here's standby, here's express, they're not scanning for your express at that moment. They're just making sure you have it to get in that line. So you're still quickly just flashing them like, hey, here it is. They can see the yellow strip at the top that says, oh, they have unlimited express pass. They're not checking it technically. They're just looking for that. You're going to walk in, and then sometimes halfway through or a little bit towards the end of the line is when they're going to do that facial recognition. It's my only thing where it's like, well, you can't truly lock up that pass, that physical pass. You know what I mean? Like you can't truly put it away because they still need to see it walking in, which was fine because we have the retractable ones you clip on your belt or whatever.
A Harry
but it was one thing that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, okay, let's say this, I believe that Disneyland implemented this for ticketing out front. It's something very similar.
Okay.
Would you like to see this at Disney World to take over entering the park as well as for your lightning lanes, where you truly could say, you know what? I don't need a magic band. I don't need my watch. I don't need a key card. I just need my face. Would you like that at Disney World?
I'm leaning towards yes / I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I like the magic bands for when they light up. I like to charge mine and they light up and they vibrate and they interact with everything around.
Right.
So yes, I would be fine with that, where they could obviously do the face, and then I'd still wear my magic band just for fun of,
Well, you got to remember Magic Band 2 would also still allow you room access. So it wouldn't, if they did this, it wouldn't just make magic bands.
That's
useless.
true, because you're right. We have to get into the car.
And you can still go ahead and use it to get into your room. So I don't know what makes them obsolete, but I still enjoy having them, and I don't mind. I think the process is very easy to scan them going into these, but yeah, this technology is incredible. I absolutely love it, and I like that they have it there, especially as folks for us that don't go to Universal a lot. I like it even more.
Yeah.
Because, we could easily just stop in and be like, oh, well, we don't have a card on us, or I don't have to open my app, or I don't have to worry about that. It's just going to be like, hey, you're Rhonda, you're Jeremy, come on in. You know what I mean?
Well, and not for nothing, unfortunately, with Universal, you have to get a locker on almost every ride. And that's just, there's some times where, before we got the refillable mug, we could just carry it on with us. So
right. Which is nice.
It was. So I think I love that part for Universal, because I might not need a bag. Right. Just depending. So
yeah. Refillable mug. Did decide to go ahead and get one for the day. Now they have resort refillable mugs. They have park refillable mugs. You cannot interchange those. The park refillable mugs are also good at City Walk. Like, they're right in the middle of there is a Coke area, snack stand. And here's why I like them, is because they have freestyle machines that you can use these at. It gives you a lot of different options. I love to get like a Barks Zero. Vanilla is like my go-to, but they have everything from, all your flavored Cokes and Diet Cokes and Coke Zeros to Sprites. You can get, we got a flavored ginger ale at one point that was pretty good. So there's a whole lot of options. For the one day, it was $19.99. When you're looking at spending $4 to $5 a soda anyway, we easily got our money's worth, I'd say, on that. Yeah. I also really like the design of their refillable mugs over Disney's. I hate Disney's. Yeah. One, they barely hold anything. These have a handle. They have a lid that closes really well. And I don't know how much they hold, but it's got to be probably 18, 20 ounces, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe 16 at most, but still, it's much larger than the Disney one. So I like doing that. All right. So here's what I want to break down for you real quick. Is we didn't arrive over to Islands of Adventure until 11:15 a.m.
There was some traffic that made us go a different way.
Yes, it did. It made us go a very different way. We have now seen parts of where did we have to go through?
Was it Palm Coast?
No, it was I can't remember. Anyway, we've seen parts of Florida that we never saw before.
Yep.
There's one part when Waze is like, yeah, just drive through this neighborhood. And you're like, are you sure? Like, yeah, this is the quickest way to get back. All right, man. So we did that, but so we didn't get over there till 11:15. Another thing, though, is, you need to go to your resort first, check in so you can get your key card. You can get your access to your Express Pass Unlimited, which we did, but it was great because our room was ready.
That was amazing.
We could put our stuff away.
We did.
And hop on a boat.
Yes.
And again, that whole process was so quick. It was so easy. Also, Portofino Bay smells incredible. It smells so good.
It reminds me of Yacht Beach.
It does, a little bit. So we got over to the park at 11:15, and I had a plan basically to start at Islands, work our way around, in with the water rides because we knew we'd get wet, take a break back at the pool, change, go back to Studios for the evening, close out the park at 9.
Yeah.
I kept track of every posted wait time and of every actual time that we waited using Express Pass. The only number that is missing is the actual standby time because there's no way, obviously, for us to determine that. Now, this wasn't a crazy busy day.
No.
All the Florida schools are back in. I don't know if like Georgia and some are, but there's a lot of schools back in. This was a Thursday. But again, we had the Express Pass, so we're going to take advantage of it. What we were able to do between 11:15 and I believe it was somewhere around 3 o'clock, in 4 hours, we knocked out 9 attractions over at Islands of Adventure. We did not do Hulk because we just decided not to. Rhonda didn't.
I didn't want to.
It beats
Jeremy
her up a little
could
bit.
have.
Yeah, but
he didn't want to ride alone.
Yeah, we didn't do Doom.
We
which
could
we
have.
easily could have. Yeah, we just kind of walked past it to Spider-Man. And then we did not do the carousel in Seuss Landing, and we did not do the 1 fish, 2 fish, all the fish spinner ride. Those are the only things we did not do that are Express Pass ready. Of course, Hagrid's is not, and we just decided not to wait for it. So we were able to knock out The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, Cat in the Hat, and this is the order that we actually did them. High in the Sky, Seuss Trolley Train, Forbidden Journey, Flight of the Hippogriff we even did, VelociCoaster, Skull Island. We then did Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. During that morning, the posted wait times equaled 270 minutes.
Wow.
Combined, which is 4 hours and 30 minutes. Our actual wait using Express Pass was 106 minutes.
Dang.
So that's an hour and 46 minutes. So
That's
that
amazing.
technically saved us 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Wow.
Now, again, you have to go. All right. Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man was posted at 55.
That was funny because when
Was
we
it
walked
really
up there,
55? We don't know.
I don't know. But when we walked up there, Jeremy was like, yes.
Yeah.
It said
I wanted to see
55.
high wait times.
Yeah.
But again, just something to think about. So while we don't know, Flight of Hippogriff was posted at 30. We walked on.
Yeah.
Most likely the actual standby was not 30, but it certainly wasn't 2 minutes. So I would say in every instance, other than Skull Island, we saved some amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Skull Island was posted at 15. We actually waited 18. It was the only ride that we waited over what it said it was posted
I don't know if it
at
went
for
down
standby.
or something happened.
I think it might have. So it's just something to think about. You know, when we got to Dudley Do-Right's, it was posted at 75 minutes.
Yes, it was. And they
were making
announcements that it was. Yes.
We waited 25. That was a
Yep.
50-minute savings.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went back to the pool and we hung out there a little bit. And then we went back to the studio side, right? Over at Studios. In this order, we did Gringotts. We did Men in Black. We did the Simpsons ride, E.T., Revenge of the Mummy, Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon, Transformers. We did Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, and we did the Villain Con Minion Blast. In this instance, for example, Revenge of the Mummy was posted at 25. Our actual wait time for using Express was only 8 minutes. We saved 17 minutes. So again, you have to look at some of that. Mm-hmm. Total posted waits during our time at Studios was 155 minutes. That's 2 hours and 35 minutes. Our actual wait using Express Pass was 53 minutes. So we
less than
saved
an
another
hour.
hour and 42 minutes,
Yep.
right? Okay, before we break down a little bit more, let's talk about some food. Wonderland Crew, if you remember, you already got to see us do this as we sat down and recorded it live. But let's talk about over in Superhero Island, there's a small snack stand that is basically right across from kind of Doom and Spider-Man. And they have this new pizza dog.
Yep.
So we got that. What else did we get?
They have
Let us know
chicken-
the cost, what's in them,
Yep.
and what you thought.
Well, they have chicken empanadas for $15.99, and these are 2 empanadas, and they're served with a bag of chips. And you can pick your chips. They had Doritos, they had Sun Chips. I think they had plain chips. Lay's.
Ranch and regular nacho cheese Doritos, I think. You had your
I
pick
don't remember
between
now,
the two.
but they're a decent sized bag. They're
Yeah.
not the little.
They're not like vending
snack
machine
ones.
bags.
right?
Yeah.
So we got those. So we'll talk about those first. They weren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not like them
Yeah.
because we did get the pizza dog for $12.49. So let's talk about before I explain all the pizza dog, let's talk about the chicken empanadas. I wonder if I would have just had the chicken empanadas, if they would have been good. To me, it tasted like inside was chicken and beans. So it was a little on the drier side. The inside, the filling didn't have a lot of not spice, but
Flavor.
Flavor. That's the right word.
Because it didn't feel that it was spiced. Like it didn't use it wasn't like a specific this is taco seasoning that they've used.
Or
to use
even
a
salt and
chicken.
pepper.
Yeah, it was very plain.
So,
Agreed.
so somebody else might like these, but I personally would not ever get these again.
They're very safe.
But
as
they
we
are
said,
very
right?
safe.
I
They are,
think-
especially if you have very picky people and, this pizza dog, what I'm about to explain, if you're like, ew, then, these chicken empanadas are then for you.
Yeah. And what I said about it, first of all, it did not appear to have cheese in them, which I really could have used a melty cheese in there, like a Monterey or something, Monterey Jack. The other thing I said to Rhonda when we were eating it is, I think they could have been salvaged if they gave you one of those side cups of like Tostitos salsa.
Or even
to
a
dip it in.
cheese salsa.
Or cheese
Yeah,
sauce would
something.
work, or a sour cream.
Something.
I think would have made it a bit
Yeah.
better, but I agree they were just dry. They were underwhelming. Move on to the pizza dog though.
Yeah, so this pizza dog is $12.49. It is an all beef hot dog. It's got tomato sauce, pepperoni, mozzarella, baked inside a house made dough, and of course, again, served with chips. We actually got the Sun Chips and the ranch Doritos. This pizza dog was fantastic. What we did is we cut it down the center, and instead of taking a bite on like each end or Jeremy taking the first bite, we both had a half. So we both took a bite with probably the best bite you can take because it was right there in the middle.
Yep.
So there wasn't too much tomato sauce in it where it was like soggy and rough or anything like that. I think you explained it best when at first I was like, a pizza dog? Like, this is weird. But you're like, it's your almost like a poor man's sausage. Like you do pepperoni and then
you get a pizza with pepperoni and sausage.
Right.
It's just like, hey man, we ran out of sausage. Cut up a hot dog and put it on the pizza.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I loved it.
The components all were good. It was fantastic.
I
I would
will
love
say,
to get this again.
What makes it truly is the fact that they're using that all beef hot dog that you kind of know and love, like you know, like a Nathan's all beef, juicy, delicious hot dog. And
this house made dough.
Yeah, the dough was outstanding.
So good.
And all the components were there. They were all perfectly like portioned so that when you bit it, like if you blindfolded me and said, take a bite of this and tell me what's in it, I think I would have listed every one of those things.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, we're going back as much as we loved Deluxe Burger and we loved the pizza burger there. Everything wasn't really proportioned right. Like Rhonda had more pepperoni and marinara on her half of the burger than I had on mine. And I think if I would have taken a bite of that burger blindfolded without knowing what it was, it would have taken me a bit to piece it together. Like I couldn't have done it off one bite. This was a one bite.
Yeah, it was.
I know exactly
So
what is
good.
in this thing. I know what they're going for, and it works really, really well. So I would get this again and again.
Absolutely.
And if you are going to Universal, I highly recommend it.
I agree.
Something else we stopped for in Honeydukes, we stopped and Rhonda chose a pumpkin pastry. How did you like that as a little sweet treat for us?
I did because it wasn't overly sweet. It basically tasted like your Libby's canned pumpkin.
Yeah.
Put in this pastry and it just was good.
Yeah.
Like, again, you know, talk about having something on the side. Of course, some real whipped cream or
Would've been
something
good.
would have been fantastic.
Yeah. But I think they would have ruined it
I
if they
liked
like iced it and thought, hey, let's give the impression of whipped cream.
I
think it
agree.
actually would have ruined it.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have worked is fresh whipped cream,
Yeah.
and you're not going to get that walking out of here. So the way it was, I think, was perfectly
Yeah.
done. It was a great little treat.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would get it again, actually.
I would too.
At first, I was like a little like, huh. And then it was one of those second bites, whereas the pizza dog was one bite.
Right. Yeah. This is when you need a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also had what was it? A
Butterbeer shortbread
cookie that reminded me something that would be in caramel coochie.
Yes, it did. Very much so.
Jeremy wanted that. So later the evening, we went on Universal Studio side. We got that one. And that was good, but that was very much, to me, overly sweet.
Very, very sweet.
So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good. But I did get some butterbeer
did,
too.
frozen
And I
butterbeer.
haven't had this in a very long time. And I think I really, really like it. It's very sweet and it's good, but I think I really, really like it.
Yeah. I actually like it a lot more than I used to. But I like sweets a lot more than I used to. And it used to be too overly sweet for me. I do like the frozen much better than the non-frozen one. I actually don't know that we've ever had hot butterbeer, which they'll serve during the holidays.
I might
so we'll
try
have
that
to
then.
we'll have to make sure that we get it. But
Especially if it's cold out.
But listen, man, it's a butterbeer. I think whether you think you might like it or you think you might not, you just have to get one when you're in Wizarding World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a rite of passage. So
Yeah.
just go ahead and get one.
Yep.
We did eat later that evening at Sal's Market, which was after all the parks, which is over at Portofino Bay. It's kind of their quick service. I got a pizza with pepperoni and sweet Italian sausage. It is delicious. You got a Capri sandwich. We got some breadsticks. I will say this, Universal's resort food is crazy expensive. Like the pizza, 14-inch pizza was $26.
It was $55.
$55 for these 3 items.
Mhm.
And they're all delicious. And they're all made fresh.
The breadsticks
The
weren't.
breadsticks weren't great. But the breadsticks I was disappointed in because I expected more once we had kind of the pizza and the Capri sandwich.
Yeah.
Because those were great quality.
My sandwich was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a panini basically in a
Yeah,
press,
yeah.
and it was so good.
But it even had pesto on it, right?
Yeah.
You had pesto,
Yeah, so good.
tomato, mozzarella,
Yeah.
pressed panini, good ciabatta roll.
So good.
So I do like the food. It's just, man, it costs a lot. So let's break down kind of Express Pass and what we think about it. You know, across all 18 rides that we did that day, and we're not even going to talk about Friday. Friday, we just popped into both parks real quick. We went and we did Spider-Man. We did VelociCoaster again. We did Gringotts and we did Mummy. And then we got some banana popcorn and we headed out because we went over to Disney Springs to meet John and Susan. And you heard that episode on Friday of our live review of Jock Lindsay. So we didn't time that into it. We timed our one day. So in theory, we're only getting half usage kind of out of the Express Pass that was included.
Although the
with the
rides
hotel.
we did on
All
Friday,
4. We still save
saved
time.
Right.
Sure. And time is money. All right. So our total posted standby on Thursday would have been 425 minutes. That's 7 hours and 5 minutes. Our
That's crazy.
actual wait using Express Pass was 159 minutes. So that comes out to 2 hours and 39 minutes. We saved 266 minutes.
Wow.
Right? 4 hours and 26 minutes were saved. The ones that we saved the most on were Dudley Do-Right's 50 minutes, Spider-Man 38, Jimmy Fallon, we saved 34 minutes, Hippogriff 28 minutes, VelociCoaster 25 minutes. So again, that's going by posted wait time,
Right.
not actual standby.
Right.
But if you look, you do a little research, most of the time, I went out to like thrilldata.com, has incredible research for both Universal and Disney parks on wait times, best times to ride, this and that. On average, you're saving 50 to 75% more time by using Express Pass, right? So on average, a 60-minute posted standby, you're waiting 20,
Okay.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So you have to think about that. Now, what is that worth to you?
Right.
Is the real question.
Right.
On the day that we went, right, Unlimited Express was priced at $180 per person per day. So that would have come out to $360, right?
Wow.
If we had chose to purchase it for both days, that would have been $720.
Phew. That's crazy.
We got it for $412
Right.
because we stayed at the resort.
Right.
You know, and I look at it
And we
this
got
way.
to spend the night.
And we got to spend the night. And I look at it this way, right? If we had stayed at a dockside or surfside, which we often stay at,
Correct.
we might have gotten a room for $150.
But still,
But
you still have to
Express
add
Pass.
that.
Right. No Express Pass.
So if you added it to
If you add $720 to that, you're now at $870
Right.
all in, which we got for a price of $412. So basically half the price. So that's something I think about.
But even if you took the 360 per day and didn't do both days and just did Friday, I
Right.
mean Thursday,
still.
you're still 360 for me and you and 150 on top of that.
Right. You're
which
still better off booking the signature hotel.
100%.
Yeah, even if you don't take advantage of it at all on Friday.
Right.
Do you feel that, and let's go by that day, do you feel that the $412 spent was worth getting Express Pass Unlimited?
Yes, because first of all, like I said,
We did 18 attractions.
well, where we stayed.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yep.
I enjoy it so much. I loved it. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's say
and
this.
then two other people could have stayed with us.
Yes, they could have.
Like,
And gotten Express Pass Unlimited.
Correct.
We're basing this on 2 people.
right.
Now, the room could have gone up a little bit based on occupancy over 2. You know, a lot of times they'll charge per person.
Okay.
Let's just say the room came out to even $600 for the night, let's just say.
Which is
With 4 people. And if we're only going by Thursday, that's $125 a person for Express Pass. So, and you get a, air quote, free room. So it's still an absolute no-brainer.
right.
Now, would you have felt as good if we paid $180 each for Express Pass and then just say another $200 for a room? So now we're looking at roughly $360. We're looking at about $560 to $600 all in, do you think that Express Pass paying out of pocket would have still been worth it?
Yes, because waiting in line just
I agree.
now kind of
Yeah.
sucks sometimes.
I agree.
Yes, it 100% would be, but I'm again like, why would you want to spend that money and just get a room?
Now, let's just say,
Figure out the best way, and Amy can help you with this.
correct. Now, let's just say that we could have gotten a room over at Dockside Surfside.
Right.
We could have stayed Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night,
Okay.
right? At $120 a night. We're going to do taxes. Let's just say $450 all in.
Right.
3 nights. We do not get Express Pass,
Right.
but we have 3 days in the park.
Right.
We can still go ahead and cover all of these things.
Yeah.
You know, we're also looking at a crunch time.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Would you feel that cost is worth it, even though you're going to wait in some lines, but you have 3 days to spread everything out above?
I would be fine with that and not getting Express Pass. And here's the main reason why. Universal has tons of inside queues.
Yeah.
So you're not standing out in the heat.
Yep.
And it is so hot
Yeah.
that I'm 100% fine with like just,
Yeah.
standing in line.
Yeah. And that's where I think the conversation really goes to is, what are you looking to accomplish? And again, I know we tend to do this a lot. We put it back on you,
Yeah.
because everybody is different. There's a lot of people where you could say, hey, you can go spend $500 on a room for a night, only one night, and you're going to just hit everything that day. And here's the other thing I will say. I don't think Express Pass gets enough credit for the fact that it completely changes how you tour a park.
Yeah.
Because that's something I think you need to take into consideration as well. Because with Express Pass, you tour the park however you want to tour it. It's not going to be determined by wait times.
Right.
A lot of
Like
times,
Jeremy did. He said, we're coming in
and we're just
and
going in a circle,
islands, and we
basically.
just went completely,
It's not, hey, we're coming in and it's the beginning of the park day, so we know that VelociCoaster is lower right now, so we're going to run over to VelociCoaster and do it before the time goes up.
Doesn't matter.
And as soon as we're done there, we know that Spider-Man hasn't exactly hit its peak time, so we're going to run back over there. After we're done with Spider-Man, we really probably should take the train over to Universal Studios side, because Gringotts, it's still in the morning and we know that it's a lower wait time. And you know what I mean? Like you do it however you want to. It's not determined by the actual times.
Right.
And that's what you get if you don't have Express Pass. So I think that's something really to think about. And again, it has to be, it's based on your trip.
Yeah.
If you're thinking I'm going to Disney for a week and we want one day at Universal, we've said this in the past, book a night at Universal. You don't even have to stay there.
Yeah.
If we had literally stayed Thursday night on Disney property, it still would have been worth booking Portofino Bay just to get the Express Pass for that one day.
Especially since, again, like you said, the time crunch.
Yeah. So that's something you have to think about. How much time are you spending? Are you okay waiting?
100%.
Another thing I will say, yeah, they have a lot of indoor queues. Their queues are also incredible.
Yeah.
I think we love Disney. Mm-hmm. And that's where we tend to go, and that's where we tend to prefer, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of us gives enough credit to Universal for their attractions and their queues and what they pull off. The parks, to me, as a whole, do not compare to Disney.
Right.
It just doesn't compare to me when you're standing in one land seeing all of the other. It doesn't, when you're riding the Hulk and looking down at a trash dumpster in a parking lot. Sorry, maybe I'm stuck up with Disney. That's fine. But when you are in those rides, I was looking around at some of the queues, even more so this trip, and thinking about the rides and the technologies, and they're incredible. Mm-hmm. I think Universal.
I've never not given them credit.
I think they really but both of us, a lot of times, like, would you rather go to Disney or Universal? And we're like, Disney, Universal, man. I don't think we tend to say out loud enough the credit that Universal should get for creating some of the stuff that they've created.
I think Universal's amazing. I just don't do well because of my motion sickness, so I don't want to have to put a patch on.
Okay.
That's my major thing.
Okay. I'll go with that. Sure. Anyway, I think that's what it all comes down to, though, is you have to look. Now, here's another big question. It's the holidays, and it's busy. An express pass is $350 per person per day. Could you ever imagine spending that? And let's not even say what the price is of a hotel right now. Do you think it is worth on a busy holiday
It depends.
day?
It depends on your thing. Like you said, your trip.
If you only have one day, you think that price is worth it?
I do. Because especially if you want to ride everything, like we did. We literally rode everything pretty much. So, and the water rides at Universal are not like Disney. They get you sopping wet.
Yes, they do.
You don't come out not sopping wet. I feel like Disney, you'll dry quicker and stuff like that. But I would think yes, it's worth it if you're only if you're in a time crunch.
Yeah.
So then you can get all the things done because it is very, very possible.
Yeah. Well, and here's something you need to think about with the holidays that I'm just going to put in the equation as well as people are looking is that, we were on lower weights. So if we are saving 50 to 70% of the time, we're not waiting long for anything.
Yeah.
During the holidays, when all of a sudden the average, when Spider-Man is at 90 minutes, you still might only be waiting 30, but you may need more than one day.
Right.
That's where I think looking at the signature hotels truly comes in. If you're doing more than one day, based on the price. I think you're better off instead of saying, I'm going to spend $360 a person to get Express Pass for one day, and we're going to try and knock everything out. You can't guarantee that.
Yeah.
Still, what I would do is plan 2 full days at the parks, but go ahead and get a signature hotel.
Yeah.
Even if that signature hotel is $1,000 for the night, you have to look past that and realize what you're getting.
And how many people's in your room.
Right. Even at 2 people at that point, it's worth the money of spending $1,000 on the hotel for 2 full days in the parks with unlimited express. But most of the time you probably are traveling with a family of 4 or something. So it's a lot of math. It's a lot of thinking. That's what we're here for. You can always reach out to us, any of the socials, Main ST Magic. And of course you can reach out to Amy with MEI Travel. You can go to mainstmagic.com/travel. You can get that fee-free, no obligation quote. She can help you with your plans. She can help you figure out, is it better to do Express Pass? Is it better to not do it at all? Is it better to get the signature hotel for the night or whatever it may be? So hopefully this did help. I know it kind of gets all over the place, but we want to provide you the information where you can make the right decision. Because again, I don't think it's as simple as saying, Rhonda, I'm going to Universal. Do I get Express Pass?
Right.
You can't say yes or no.
Right.
So you need all these other details. But thank you guys so much for listening. We truly appreciate it. If you enjoy some Universal content, which we hope you're going to get more of it after we do Halloween Horror Nights on October 1st.
Yep.
And we will come back and let you know how all of that goes. We did purchase Express. Unfortunately, it is not included with a hotel stay.
Nope.
And it is not
It's
cheap.
expensive.
Yeah, but we will break all that down for you. Of course, if you want to hear about that and all of our Disney information coming up, which will include opening weekend at Food and Wine Festival, we'll bring you all the dishes that we're eating there, ones we've had from the past.
Oh, and we got Mickey's Not So Scary party
We booked
tickets.
Mickey's Not So Scary for October 29th. We will be going later this year. But you can go back and pretty much listen to past episodes and get the information you need.
Yep.
Or again, just hit us up on socials. But hit subscribe and get all this information every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, Ron and I would be very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. And we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.